Hey, this is Jonathan, and today I don't really have much of a plan, but I did say in yesterday's, or I guess it's the video that's going up today, or has already gone up today, I did say in the description of that video that I would be working on tile mapping. So, like I said before, I did get invited to go and look at the official tile map support proposal for Amethyst. But as it is right now, well, of course, there isn't actually official support for tile maps, so we're kind of at a bit of a crossroads here. We have to choose how do we want to implement the tile mapping for this game. And a few implementations jump out at me immediately, or at least a couple of them do. One would be to treat all tiles as entities and just use a sprite rendering pass to render sprites on each of the tiles. I thought that this might actually be the better approach, but Jacob Kessel, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but anyway, he, in his proposal, noted some of the deficiencies of using ECS for, modeling tile maps. So I'm not really sure if that's the route I want to take. Now, he did eventually come around to realizing that there's a way to use the ECS with the tile maps, but it seems like there are some limitations with specs that will make that kind of difficult, and he'll have to work out some other kind of solution. But it should still be workable with no drawbacks. So yeah, I could try and go that route. I don't actually know how I would implement it, though, if I'm to work around those drawbacks that he mentioned. So the alternative is to do it, I guess, more the traditional way, I guess you could say, is just, not use ECS for tile maps at all. And I already have an example of that. If it's on my GitHub account. It's up there. There's a repo for it. I think it's called like tilemap demo or something. It's built in Amethyst, of course, and uses a custom rendering pass for rendering the tile map. So yeah, that would work. Apparently that would actually be more efficient in some ways than a naive implementation using the ECS. So that seems kind of nice. One problem I ran into with that implementation was just floating point precision, actually. If you had a large number of tiles, some of the tiles ended up some of them ended up being like black, or just like the wrong color, or they got the wrong tile. And that was just because of floating point precision not being good enough. So I was using float 32s originally for some kind of coordinates. I don't remember exactly, I don't remember the details, but switching to 64-bit floats actually fixed some of those issues. I think today, before I really dive into any implementation, I want to explore a few avenues. So today is sort of a bit aimless. I didn't come into this really prepared. I kind of just wanted to get going on this, but I didn't really know how I was going to actually start. Also, just to, I guess, give a bit of closure on what happened last time I recorded a log for Mini-rando. I am still playing with Frunk and HCons and all that stuff. I have a different and kind of weird idea that might not... Well, it definitely won't work as is, but with some modification to Amethyst, it might work. Either modification to Amethyst or like having a separate implementation of Frunk's H-list. that idea is basically to go into here, and instead of so what I realized last time was if I have the H list at this level, it's pretty obvious where the flaw in my reasoning was. Yeah, one entity, all the components, not going to work out too well. So the H list needs to be on this level. But right now it's a vector. I don't know if I can even make it not a vector because this is in the prefab struct. And I'm almost certain that the type of entities is going to be a vector of prefab entity. So because I know that, the only way to really fix this issue would be to actually change the definition of prefab to use H-list here instead. And then from there, each entry of the H-list could be like its own prefab entity with whatever in it instead of... Or it doesn't even have to be prefab entities. It could just be like whatever in here, and then we could map over this into the prefab entities. And of course, doing an H-list map is not exactly trivial, because you have to supply a separate closure for each of the elements in the list, because we don't know what type it is. It'll be each of the elements are going to be a different type, and you're going to have to map them one by one. And then furthermore, we would have to collect the results into a homogeneous collection once more. So yeah, H-list. I'm still I haven't given up on coming up with a better design for it, but I've given up on any hope of it actually being used, at least by me or anyone else, to create games with Amethyst as is, like with any of the current releases. So I'm working on it on the side, but mostly as like a, I guess, research project of sorts, experimentation. I'm gonna try and come up with a POC basically, and I highly doubt that it'll ever actually make it into Amethyst officially at all. But yeah, just for the sake of science, I'm gonna try and explore that. So yeah. Anyway, first things first. I'm thinking I'm gonna want to go and fetch. Okay, so I hate to do this, but I'll bring up my Git window here. Let's see. I want to do a Git clone of something that I have. I think it was like an Amethyst Tetris project that I was working on that I never actually got around to finishing. So we're gonna go and look it up because I don't remember where it is. Yay. Oh, I can set my status now. Wow, what an amazing, fantastic thing. Wait, did I ever push it here? I did. I'm an idiot. I did push it here, and I never actually did anything with it because I'm a dumbass. Okay. Well, it is very... Yeah, it's very work in progress. It's so work in progress that I haven't done anything with it at all other than... I did try and do like a tilemap thing with this. Oh man, this is such an old project now. I mean, it's only from 2018, but Amethyst itself has changed so much since then. So we're gonna do a git clone here of you shut up, Flux. I forget how this works. I'm being silly. How do you clone? Clone link. There we go. I'm gonna clone my own repo because I don't have it on this machine. So there we go. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to try and build the project. So we're gonna do a cargo run. Alright, sorry, back again. I just had something to take care of again. So Just remembered as well that I also have two directories here. One is the client, one is the server. I'm pretty sure the only thing I worked on was the client. Yeah, here we go. What this should do is render a tile map. And do literally nothing else. Ooh, hey, look at that. That's interesting. That's not how it used to be. I'm pretty sure it didn't. The interface didn't look like that with the downloading X number of crates. Oh yeah, now we have like a progress bar for a building. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Rust compile times are still not the greatest, but hey. I mean, they could be worse. I've definitely seen worse. Oh boy. If there's anything that writing a lot of Scala makes you realize, it's that, you know, build times in other languages, you know, they're pretty fast, you know? They can be pretty fast. I mean, not that I'm... No hate for Scala here, but its build times are definitely a little bit of a weak point. I still think that Scala has a lot of awesome features, and it's still a really cool language. I guess that's all I have to say about that. I don't want to talk anymore about other languages and stuff like that. People tend to get very upset about those kinds of things. Don't really know why. I mean, I guess I can kind of understand why, because they have their own beliefs and they were raised a certain way and they think, you know, in certain ways. It's okay to be entitled to your own opinion. It's not okay to, like, force other people to, or, like, try to force other people to believe the same things that you do. Man, really? Still not done? It's really close to being done. There's a lot of stuff that goes into Amethyst. They're also using error chain, I notice. Not really sure if that's what I'm going to end up using for error handling. I still haven't really decided. Which, it's a little bit concerning. I'm currently just kind of rolling with vanilla error handling. As in, I haven't actually created any like actual error types or anything yet, but wait a minute. Wasn't there something wrong with this before? I could have sworn that there was something wrong with this example. Maybe I'm just crazy though. Oh, I definitely remember there being something wrong with like these squares. Like some of them were like more square than they should have been, but that's not the case at all right now. Okay, so this actually did work. Huh. Maybe that's just my screen resolution on my other machine, because yeah, I'm not seeing the same issues that I was seeing on that machine. So this actually seems okay. Very interesting. Now I feel bad about having like given up on this project, because everything was actually okay at that time. It is a little bit small though. It's a lot of tiles. Everything here is pretty small, but everything's okay. I don't see any like major issues with this, so I'm tempted to just kind of roll with this solution, especially seeing what people said in that thread, the internals thread. Honestly, like. I don't think I know that much about tile maps, personally. Like I'm not a game dev. I don't make games like professionally. I'm just a hobbyist game dev. So, and I mean like I'm using Rust of all languages. Like most Most game devs don't even use Rust, so I mean that further proves that I am not a game dev at all. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that this looks pretty much exactly the way that I had envisioned it. I don't know why I have two. Oh yeah, I have two of them because I wanted to have like a. I wanted it to be a multiplayer thing. That's why I have like a client server, and I wanted you to be able to see that. So I kind of like what you see in like Puyo Tetris, you know, if you've or other multiplayer Tetris games. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for with this. But yeah, this looks pretty nice. I'm really disappointed that I actually didn't finish this because I like what I see. I can stretch this wider, and yeah, it does. It do stretch. It really do stretch. Probably not a good thing, but it does indeed stretch. I think the problem maybe is that I only took off like 1 pixel at the corners here to make it slightly rounded, and yeah, on like a different screen resolution that's not so easy to see. Like maybe if I squish it like this, it won't show as nicely. I don't know. I really don't know what was wrong on my on my other machine when I was looking at this stuff. But yeah, this actually looks a lot better than I thought it would. Now, I'm not gonna continue to gawk at what I've done here on this project because that'd be kind of pointless. doesn't really help anyone. But let's go and open that project so I'm a little bit skeptical about all this. See, look how old this version was of Amethyst. 0.6.0. My goodness. We're on like 0.10 or something. That's crazy. So much has changed since then. I feel like Amethyst made like leaps and bounds as of late. Like, if you think about this, I made this like approximately 1 year ago, like almost exactly, and just seeing just how much further it got in that time is crazy. So yeah, this is the general thing that I was doing. I have a background, a tilemap pass. Man, I'm really disappointed that this stuff doesn't just like port over nicely into the current version of Amethyst, because it's yeah, it was pretty nice. I actually did like what I had here. So I guess I'm just very disappointed that yeah. Right, and I haven't even set up like the camera and stuff in my game, so I don't even like in this game I did point it at like a plane, and that made sense for what I was doing. It's not pointed at anything right now. I don't even have a camera in Mini-rando, so I'm going to do the same thing there. That's okay. There's like a prefab for that, right? I think. I can't remember. I don't know if I'll be able to even use that. Alright, and here I was also using tiled. Yeah. So I could like parse and load like a TMX file and get tiles from that. What? Bad me. Why am I using unwrap? It's not very good. I think I just copied this from like an older version of some other project I had. That's bad though. Don't do this. This is bad. Should always be skeptical of any usage of a partial function, and well, unwrap pretty much fits the definition of partial function. Huh. Yeah, looking at this code, I really don't remember a lot of what I did. So this is a flat map on this option. Oh, okay. It's an option of a tuple. I get it, I get it. Do I get it though? Maybe not. So that's interesting. Oh, that camera. And A is how come I can get an entity out of A when A is supposedly a tuple? Okay, that I do not understand. Yeah, that I don't actually understand. How did that work? A dot entity. Huh. What is camera anyway? I actually don't remember. Camera is like some amethyst thing, isn't it? Yeah, render camera. Okay. So yeah, stuff I don't really remember very well. Huh. This is gonna be a pain to go through. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. I remember. I was looking at their draw flat rendering pass, and I was using that as like inspiration for creating this custom rendering pass. That's probably what I should do. Just do the same thing, the same rendering pass and all that good stuff. I think that would make sense. Right? I think it makes sense. But I vaguely... I don't even really remember a lot of this stuff that well anymore. I did actually understand a lot of this stuff really well. But yeah, now it's just been so long since I last touched this. I mean, so many other things have happened in that time too that I've worked on. This is just not. I should have documented this. More documentation. That's something I also have to work on. Even on Mini-rando, I'm not doing a very good job of that, I think. Well, aside from these videos, I mean like actual like comments. The video documentation is nice, but yeah, I need to do better than this. What else was there? That's tilemap itself. There's some code here that I could definitely optimize a little bit better. Remember those F64s that I was using before? I don't see them anymore. Oh, no, wait, no, that wasn't the problem. It was the rounding method. It was using like a floor rounding method instead of just like a round to nearest, and round to nearest actually behaves better for all this. So yeah, that works. Okay. I should also look at my old tilemap rendering example that I have up on my repo as well. This almost certainly can be simplified in some way. This could be made cleaner. You freaking bet! This definitely could be made cleaner. You freaking bet past me. Yeah, I shouldn't have done this. Okay, I see what I was trying to do. I was just like pushing stuff into a vector. I know better now. I could use into iter a whole bunch, and yeah, then get rid of a lot of this stuff. So that's something I could improve for the future. Just thinking about that. Yeah, definitely could have done the iterators. Actually, that's the only thing that really stands out to me as being kind of not so great. The stuff, the general logic here is still pretty good, I think. But yeah, a lot of the libraries now are updated and different, so this is kind of a daunting task. But I think I'm gonna have to try and like take what I have here and update it so that it works for Mini-rando. That's gonna be quite the task, I'm sure. A task that I'm not even sure how to start right now. So alright, let's try and break this thing down into smaller bits so that we don't implode from just the sheer difficulty of everything. The first thing I might want to do is get the TMX parsing working. That might be the first thing I should try and do. So like isolate out stuff like this. Implement that first. Plain stuff we can work out. We can work that out a little bit later. But yeah, the first thing I want to do is this. Just get a tiled map. Generate a vector of these things. I don't even remember what these are. These looks like these are like coordinates or something. Yeah, I want to do that first, and then yeah. I don't even know where to put this to begin with. But I do want to do all this stuff for rendering. Man, I'm overwhelmed by all this stuff that I was once familiar with that I just can't grasp right now. Because I didn't comment it. I did not comment it. I'm a very bad person. And I suck at this. Yeah, the rounding was definitely to fix a bug. All this regular rounding is definitely to fix bugs. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll just start by moving this over, but that won't even work just like as is. I don't even know where to move it right now. Yeah, I guess that's the first thing I need to do. Figure out where do the tilemap stuffs have to live. And then rendering will be an entirely different thing. Is there like a render method in here? I can't remember. No, we just have like update, right? We don't even have like a separate like render. Because rendering is done by like systems, so we'd have like a special system that does the tilemap rendering. Yeah, and that's defined like here. Yeah, here we go, with pass. Yeah, I remember now. So I have to add this rendering pass. And then I have to somehow make it conditionally render. Render system. Okay, this is an old version of Amethyst. This is not going to apply in the same way. I need to figure out all this stuff all over again. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, that's probably going to be it for today, for the most part. I think what we can do is we can start by adding a tilemap.rs and kind of slowly work our way back to where we were before. But yeah, other than that, I don't really see this. Where should I put that, though? Should I put that in states? Is that a state-specific thing, like tile mapping? I don't know. Like, maybe I want to have more states with tile maps in them. I'm thinking top level. We're gonna make it top level. Let's do that. I like that idea. It's not the smartest idea, maybe, but oh well. We can always reorg later. It's not a big deal. This project's relatively small. There's no like major time crunches or anything, so we'll be okay. And the first thing I want to do is something like this, but not exactly. And I think I can definitely clean up all these layers of nesting in here. I remember that we can have multiple layers. If we're using tiled, because you can specify multiple layers. This algorithm and the way that this stuff renders will probably only work for one layer, not multiple. Because if we have multiple layers, then we need to actually change like the z coordinate that we're drawing on, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's some like ordering shenanigans you can do with rendering passes, and that'll kind of that'll manipulate the depth at which different things render on the screen. So I'm if I want to have multiple layers, which I might, then I'm gonna have to try and play with that. But yeah, first things first, we need to get something that actually just renders a tile map, period. That is the major overarching goal. And yeah, I think tomorrow we will be trying to at least parse a tiled map and convert it into these this tile data. I'm pretty sure that this becomes tile data later on. I don't remember the exact specifics of the tile data or what goes in here, which is unfortunate, but yeah, this definitely does become tile data. Oh boy. Having bad memory sucks.